I'm a marketing girly working a 9 to 5. Or at least I used to be. Surprise, I quit my job. So let's see how much I can actually read now that I'm unemployed. So let me start by addressing the elephant in the room. Yes, I did quit my job. Truth be told, I'm burnt out. I was really struggling this past summer. I was having panic attacks at work. I was crying all the time. I was having difficulty sleeping. I just wasn't able to take care of myself anymore. Like the idea of cooking, cleaning my apartment, going to the gym, all of those things felt exhausting. I just needed help, truthfully. And so I took what I think is the best decision for me to give me the space and the time that I need to heal and get my spark back. So for once, I'm actually putting myself first. This isn't the first time that I've been going through something like this. Back in 2023, I actually went through the exact same thing. And at the time, I thought the only thing that was the problem was my job. So I got a new one. But in reality, I should have taken the decision that I'm taking now, which is I should have taken a step back before diving headfirst into a new job because I needed something bigger. I needed time to heal. My wounds went much deeper than I thought they did. And so now I'm taking a break. My goal for the next couple of weeks is going to be to get better, just get my spark back, just get back on track with my life before deciding what my next career step is going to be. So I did want to say before we dive into the vlog that I do recognize my privilege in this situation. While my situation itself isn't fun or ideal, I mean, you don't want to get burnt out, trust me. But I know that not everyone would be able to do what I'm doing, which is to completely quit my job and, take this time and space that I need to heal. I'm lucky enough to have a financial cushion and a network of people that will help me if I need it. So I just wanted to say, if you're going through something similar, know that you're not alone, and my DMs are always open if you need someone to talk to. With that said, enough yapping on my end, let's dive into this week's weekly reading vlog as an unemployed person. Hi friends, I feel like I have so much to update you on, but let's start with the book update because this is why you're here. So I'm currently reading The Mark of Athena by Rick Riordan. This is book 3 in the Heroes of Olympus series, and I picked this one up because the main characters in this are traveling to Rome, and I just returned from a trip to Europe where I went to Rome, and so for some reason I was feeling drawn to this, and so I decided to continue my reread. I remember this being my favorite book in the series, and so far I can see why. It's kind of different from the first 2 books in that series. I feel like in this one we're more layered, I guess. The characters feel more complex. We're really exploring them fully. I feel like the characters have always been very well developed, but now I feel like Rick Riordan is adding layers to the story. I don't know how to explain it. It feels a little bit more serious. The stakes are elevated. We still have that lighthearted charm that we always get with Rick Riordan. Like we have characters like Percy and Leo that always manage to add a little bit of comic relief, but overall it just feels like there's more at stake, and I'm really enjoying this so far. I'm currently on page 203, and so I made quite a bit of progress since I started the book yesterday. I have a feeling that I will devour this. For some reason, this reads a lot quicker than I remembered. When I saw how many pages there are, like it's nearly 600 pages, I was like, oh my god, am I gonna be reading this for like the rest of this week, or is it gonna take me like even longer than that? But in reality, I feel like I could definitely finish this within like maybe 2 days, so we'll see. But so far I'm having so much fun, and I'm really glad that I picked this one up. But now I wanted to provide a little bit of a life update because as you saw in the intro, I am now unemployed, and so it's my first official week as like an unemployed person. I am struggling a little bit. I feel like it's a little bit difficult for me not to have a routine because I'm such a routine person, and so right now it feels like I don't really know what I'm doing. Like today I just didn't know what to do with my time. I was like, I should be doing something productive. Like I don't just want to be here sitting on my couch playing games or watching TV or even reading. Like yes, I enjoy reading, but I don't want to just be sitting down on my couch and like not really doing anything productive. And so I was struggling a little bit with what to do, but I feel like I finally kind of have a little bit more clarity as to what I want to focus on in the upcoming weeks to help me heal from this burnout. And so I really want to focus on my health. I want to make space for my hobbies and just really spark my creativity again. I want to focus on this YouTube channel as well. I really would like to make time to create more content for you guys because I love doing this. And now that I have the time, at least for an extended period of time, I feel like it's time for me to really hone in on my craft, I guess, and just really give it my all. So very excited about that. But then this afternoon, I got some news and I don't know how to feel about it. I'm excited, but a little bit skeptical, not gonna lie. Basically, my old employer reached out to me and asked me if I was willing or open to be a consultant for them and work as a freelancer, I guess, to train a new employee. It is something that they had asked when I left. Like, I got a couple of requests from different people within the company if like I would be willing to work for them as a consultant because I had skills that they did not have within the company, and I was kind of filling this gap at the time, and obviously they were trying to retain me in some way and it didn't work out. And now they're kind of opening the door and asking me like, hey, would you be willing to give us a few hours to train this new employee? And so I'll be honest, like, I think it's the only capacity in which I would be willing to be a freelancer for them. Not that I did not have a good experience there. It's not that. It's just that I want to close this chapter. I want to move on. But at the same time, I do love training people. I think it's something that I'm kind of good at. People have told me that they enjoyed me training them in the past. And so this is the only way that I guess I would be willing to do that. And I'm kind of glad that this is the direction that this has taken. So I will be getting more details tomorrow. I told them that they could reach out to me via emails and we can discuss. But yeah, I'm kind of like happy at the same time because, okay, I'll be honest, even though like I have a really good financial cushion, the finance part of this whole being unemployed thing has been stressing me out a bit. So I'm glad that this possible income stream is coming through. I guess we'll see. And they asked for like a bank of 15 hours, which I think is a good way for me to dip my toes in it without making like the decision of, oh, I'm actually going to be a freelancer or not. Like I can try it, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But if it works out and I want to open the door to more opportunities, then that's great. Maybe that's going to be a way for me to buy myself some time, I guess, and like not stress about having to go back to like a regular 9 to 5, and like I can maybe do YouTube, have a little bit of freelance stuff on the side, and just, I don't know, I feel like this is a good compromise for me to just get started. So yeah, I'm not sure what's going on right now. I am trying to like wrap my mind around this because I didn't think they would reach out to me so soon, honestly. Like I've returned on Saturday night, it's Monday. I'm like, okay, we're really getting down to business, but it's fine. Anyway, it's now 5 o'clock, like 5:20-ish, and I'm not really hungry yet. I'm gonna make a batch of rice because I'm planning on making poke bowls for dinner. And even though I'm not hungry yet, I can already prep the rice and have that cooking and then put that in the fridge. So I'll get started with that. And then I think I want to do a little bit of cozy gaming tonight because I finally hooked up my Switch to my TV, and I've been wanting to do that for months, and for some reason I never did it. And I did that this morning and I had fun. I tried it out, and I want to dedicate a little bit more time to gaming tonight, I think. I might also continue reading because I've been really enjoying my experience, and it's been so quick. Like honestly, I feel like I've barely read. Like I think I had an hour-ish long reading session today, and same yesterday, and I already read like 200 pages. Like, what do you mean? Good morning. It's around 9 a.m., but I've been up since 3 because I am struggling with jet lag. So as you know, I've returned from a trip to Europe, and I struggled getting used to the time zone when I was there. Like falling asleep the first couple of nights was really difficult, and so eventually my body acclimated, but now I'm struggling with the same thing but in reverse now that I'm back. So for the past like 3 nights I've been up like at, I want to say 3 a.m. usually. I try to stay up until like 9 or 10 to at the very least like get a sense of like a normal schedule, but it's like my body just naturally wants to get up at 3 a.m. and I'm just like, I don't want to be doing this anymore. I just want to sleep. And it doesn't help that I'm sick. You can probably hear it in my voice, but I caught a cold when I was in Europe, like towards the end of my trip. And I'm at the end of my cold, I want to say. I'm on day like 5 or 6, and I'm at the stage where I just have a lot of mucus in my throat. So I'm feeling super congested. So I'm coughing a lot, and sometimes it's just hard to breathe. So I just find it difficult to manage both the jet lag and the sickness. So my body is just all over the place right now. But all of that meant that I was up early and that I got some reading done. So I am currently on page 301 of the Mark of Athena, and quite frankly, I think I could finish this today. I am halfway through, and I will admit that so far, I see why I love this story, but I'm not completely obsessed with it the thought that I would be. I think the fact that I knew it was my favorite, my expectations for this were super high, but so far I would say this is on par with the rest of the series, which is already like excellent. And so I am just enjoying myself just as much as I did when I read books 1 and 2. So I have a feeling though that the tide is about to turn, meaning we're probably gonna get into the nitty-gritty of things. Don't get me wrong, it's been very action-packed. There's been a lot of like mishaps, a lot of quests basically, but I have a feeling that things are about to get real, and I'm excited for that part. And I think that's probably what made this book my favorite to begin with. The second half of the book is probably gonna be why I love this book so much. So I'm curious to continue reading, and I think this is what we're gonna be doing today for the most part, because I wanted to be productive this morning. I did a little bit of YouTube work, and I'm going to continue to do that, I think, for, I want to say an hour, maybe more, we'll see. But at the same time, I don't have a ton of work. It's really weird because, as I've touched upon yesterday, I'm used to a certain routine, and now that I don't have it, I have to like create my own. But I feel almost guilty for like not working. I'm like, I should be working, but I have nothing to work on. So I'm just like, okay, what do I do? Do I read? Do I do something else? I will try to get into the sense of routine. I am someone who's tends to be more productive in the morning, so I am gonna try to get like my work done, like my YouTube stuff done in the morning, and then for the rest of the day we can focus on reading and like all of the other things that I want to do today. I do have a couple of like home projects that I could do as well that are more like reorganizing and just cleaning, but because I'm sick at the same time, I don't want to push myself too hard. I want to give myself some time to heal. So I guess we'll be doing a little bit of both today, a little bit of productivity, a little bit of coziness, and hopefully we'll strike the perfect balance. was right. I did manage to finish reading The Mark of Athena, and I think I'm giving this a 5 stars. I'll be honest, I'm struggling with my reading a little bit because I really enjoyed this one. I think it's just as good as the rest of the series, but the last 50 pages are something else. They kind of elevated the reading experience for me. They really made all of this worth it. And so I'm thinking, like, I don't know, does it deserve a 5 stars or is it more like a 4.5? But I think just because of those last 50 pages, I think I can elevate this to 5 stars. But like, honestly, the entire series has been so solid, and so I really like this. And I think I kind of want to just binge the series this week. For some reason, like now I just want to pick up the next book with the way this ended, and so I might just do that. However, it's now 6:30 and I think I'm gonna go get unready for the rest of the day, meaning I'm gonna go take a shower, do my skincare, and then make dinner. I'm not super hungry yet, so I think I'm just gonna, you know, get ready and have a cozy little night in. That being said, I did have a bookish package to unbox with you guys, so let's do that. I placed an order for a book that recently came out, and I was very excited when it came today. So let me just try to open this. I hate when they tape it in the middle like this. Like, what's the point? Like, it's impossible to open. Oh, okay, I think I got it. Ooh, exciting time. It's so cute. Oh my god, I love this. So this is Mate by Ali Azawood. It's the companion novel to Bride, which I really enjoyed. I think I gave that one 5 stars too. And I am very much looking forward to reading more from this world. And I haven't seen any reviews for this, but I just know I'm gonna love this. It's Ali Azawood. I think I might want to keep it for a 24-hour readathon that I'm planning on doing very soon. But oh my god, I'm excited to read this. I knew Ali Azawood. Can you believe it? Like, this is the 3rd Ali Azawood novel that I will be reading this year. What? Does this woman ever sleep? Anyway, let me go get unready and, you know, have a cozy little evening in. That dedication, so funny. Today's a struggle. I'm not gonna lie. I'm having one of those days where it's not working. Like, I don't know how else to say this. I'm not sure what happened today. Like, I feel like I wasted my time. The day completely got away from me. I didn't do anything. Like, even if we're talking about reading, I only read 114 pages. And for some reason, I'm struggling to get through this book. And it's not because it's not good, because it's Rick Riordan. I love his books usually. And so this one is no different. There's a different vibe for sure. But I feel like I'm not into it. And then I've been struggling with everything else. I just feel like I'm struggling with my mental health. I feel like I'm getting in a little crazy because I'm always in this apartment staring at the same 4 walls, and I just feel stuck. And I don't know if it's just like I feel stuck physically and also like emotionally and metaphorically, but I'm just I'm fed up with this feeling and I don't know what to do to fix it. So anyway, I'm gonna take a little bit of time to breathe. I did want to provide one update before diving into like my little cozy evening that's gonna be all about self-care and just making myself feel better because I think I need it. But I wanted to say, you know how on Monday I mentioned that I might be getting this opportunity to work some freelance gig? I've actually accepted the proposal today, so they finalized it. I signed the paperwork and it's happening. So starting tomorrow, I will be working freelance for my old employer. I will be training this new employee, and I'm starting with a training session from 9 to 11. So I guess I have that to look forward to, and I think it's gonna help me just gain this sense of routine and normalcy because I am really missing doing something with my life. You know how when you're working, you feel like a productive member of society? Like, even if your work doesn't really matter, at least you're doing something with your life. I'm really lacking that at the moment, and I thought YouTube was gonna be it, but I think I'm overthinking it at the moment. I just want to do it right. I'm getting at this point where it's stressing me out, and YouTube has always been like this fun outlet, and I think I need to let it be that. And yes, I can still do the strategy thing, but I have to be a little bit more willing to let go, I guess. I'm not sure where I'm going with this. I just have a lot on my mind right now. So as I said, I'm gonna have a cozy evening in. I'm gonna start a new puzzle. I got this one at HomeSense, and I thought it looked really fun, like fall. So I am looking forward to it, and I think I'm gonna start that. Maybe bake some cookies. That would be really nice, and just have like an evening of self-care and just try to, you know, feel better because mentally it's a mess right now. So I need a break. I need to just take some time to relax and unwind and just chill. So let's do this. Good morning, friends. So I just got done with my first training session as a freelancer, and overall I think it went well. I mean, I'm still feeling a little sick, so obviously it could have gone a little bit better, but overall it was solid. I mean, I have given this training multiple times before, so it wasn't anything new, but the fact that I was feeling a little sick, and it's been a while since I've done this, obviously, because I haven't worked for this company for like a month at this point. It was a little bit like far back in my head, but aside from that, like overall, I think it was a solid beginning. And now I am going to have a productive day today. I'm feeling like we need to switch things around because I've had like a little bit of a rough start to this week, and I really want to switch things up and change the energy to really be more in of a productive zone. Also, like the weather is finally nicer outside. You can tell the lighting is a lot better, but it was gloomy for the beginning of the week, and I think this contributed to my mental state overall. So I'm glad that even though I love like the cozy gloomy days, because like rain is super cozy, I love it, but I am someone who I guess is affected a little bit by the weather. So I am glad that finally we're going to be getting out of this slump, and I'm going to be doing a couple of chores around my apartment. I also have a few errands to run, which is what we're going to be doing right now. I need to wash my hair. I feel like today we're going to cleanse and reset and get back on track. So I'm actually going to run my errand right now, and then we'll be back and just have a productive afternoon. I'm back and I have my haul. So I mostly bought things from the deli section because I am trying right now to empty out my fridge, my pantry, and my freezer. And then I'm gonna do a proper grocery restock next week probably. And so I just wanted to get a couple of items to help me haul me over until next week. So I bought a couple of mostly ready-made stuff, and it's not necessarily the healthiest stuff, but it's fun. Anyway, got a bag of chips. I got the Miss Vicky's Applewood Smoked Barbecue because they sounded really good. And my plan is to make a charcuterie board. So I got charcuterie, and I figured like with the charcuterie board, the chips might be good. So I got that. I also have my cover root spray. Then I got a pasta salad as well as a ham salad. This is good in sandwiches, so I figured this could be helpful. I got two desserts. The first one is, well, in French we call that pudding chômeur. I'm not sure what the equivalent of that would be in English, but It sounded really good. I'm not sure why I'm having like a sweet craving right now. And then they also had this apple cake that sounded amazing. So I figured I could maybe freeze it and eat it later, or maybe I'll freeze this one and eat it later. But I thought this could be fun to have on hand. And finally, I got my lunch, which is going to be this wonton soup. I'm not sure why it sounds super cozy right now. And it's probably because I'm kind of sick. So I feel like this is going to be perfect. So I'm going to make lunch and then we're going to get on with our afternoon. Saturday, and yes, yesterday I inadvertently took a break from both reading and vlogging, so I did not read a single page, but I did have fun. I mean, I started the day by playing Hello Kitty Island Adventure. It's been my current obsession. I spend several hours a day playing that game. I'm obsessed. Don't ask why. Anyway, after that, my sister decided to inadvertently drop by. Wasn't planned, but we spent the rest of the day together. And then at the end of the day, when she left, I realized that Nobody Wants This season 2 came out on Netflix. So I was like, oh, I need to watch that. And then next thing you know, it's like almost midnight and I needed to go to bed, so that's what I did. But today I am ready to get back on track. I mean, it's already like nearly 4 p.m. It's 3:30 in the afternoon and like I haven't done anything aside from playing Hello Kitty Island Adventure, but we're ready to read and to be productive. So I did want, before we get into that, to provide a reading update because on Thursday I did manage to get some reading done and I don't think I provided my thoughts on where I'm at and what I'm feeling about these books. So first, I started reading Wondersmith by Jessica Townsend. So this is book 2 in the Nevermore series, and this is my second time reading this. I have really enjoyed the series, but I need to catch up and read Silverborn. So I started listening to the audiobook, and I'm already on page 68 of that book. And so far I'm loving my experience. I mean, I've been really enjoying this reread, especially because of the audiobook. The production is amazing, like the narrator is great, but there's also like this music in between chapters, and I don't know, it just really elevates the reading experience for me. But what I love the most about Wondersmith is the fact that we're taking things one step further. So in Nevermore, we have the setup and like we get introduced to the one sock and like overall it's just really exciting. But then book 2, it gets real. Like we're actually learning more about this wondrous society. We see Morgan as she's trying to understand who she is and like her powers and whatnot. I just find this to be very fun, but also really fast paced. So it's been really fun to listen to this while doing other things. So I think that's what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the afternoon. But I also have been making progress with The House of Hades by Eric Riordan. So I'm currently on page 202, and I think I quickly mentioned how I was feeling when I updated on Wednesday. That being said, I feel like my feelings have changed a bit. So the first few chapters were kind of depressing because there's this big thing that happens at the end of book 3 that kind of changes the dynamic between all of our heroes. And so the first like 100 pages were kind of hard for me to get into because there's this darkness, I guess, surrounding our characters. Their dynamic is affected. They're not working as great together. The oily machine that they were is disrupted. So they have to learn to adapt to this new situation. And I guess it affected my mood, but I read a little bit more after that, and I feel like it started to pick up again. I do find that I'm really interested to see the character arcs that our characters are going through, because I feel like with every book, Rick Riordan is working on his characters and really pushing them to their limits, and this book is no different. And even characters that are already well established, like we're talking Annabeth and Percy, who we've had like for several books in the past, like we've already been following them for 5 books and more. Now we're kind of pushing them to a new level, and I like that about it. And then we're also following our new characters that we've been introduced to since book 1, and once again we're learning more about them, we're seeing them grow and evolve. And I just like the fact that this book kind of dives into like maybe the darker, or like it's kind of elevated to YA in my opinion. Like this whole series, it's middle grade, don't get me wrong, but I feel like the layers that we have in this whole series, but this book specifically, I feel like it's almost like we're leveling up to YA. I think it's still readable for younger audiences, but as an adult I pick up on more things that maybe meet the eyes. And so I've been really enjoying this, and I think it took me a while to kind of adapt to this new setup, because the rest of the series has always been kind of lighthearted, and there's this charm, and it's funny, and it's still very action packed, and like there's still this development in our characters. But I feel like this one kind of takes a darker twist. It's just that something happens that kind of triggers this new dynamic. I like that about it. Honestly, I think now I can appreciate it for what it is. It took me a while to get used to this new kind of, I guess, tone, but now I'm really enjoying this. So I have a feeling, and honestly, if it hadn't been for the fact that I did not have the audiobook for this is probably what I would have continued reading while I was doing those chores on Thursday. Though I am glad that I'm picking this up, because this is like more light, I guess, whereas this is a little bit darker, and even with a covers we can kind of see the difference in the two, but theoretically they're both middle grade. Anyway, now I'm going to, I think, move around my apartment for a bit. Like I do have to tidy up a tiny little bit. Like you can kind of tell that I've been a slob. So we're gonna be putting on this audiobook, continue reading, and then tonight I think when I'm ready to do some physical reading, we'll dive back into the House of 80s. Next, I'm going to tackle a house project that I've been putting off since I moved in. I don't know why exactly, but you see that wall behind me? Yeah, it's been empty since I've moved in like nearly a year ago. Yeah, embarrassing. Anyway, while I was on my trip, I got some postcards, and I think that would look great in the smaller frames. For the bigger one, I'll definitely have to order something off of Etsy. But I think for the rest, I can maybe make something work with the postcards that I have. So let's try it out and see what it looks like. So here is our final result. So as it turns out, like the postcards that I have were too small for the 2 frames over here, and obviously the big one I have to order something for anyway, so I'll probably try to find something for these other 2 frames as well. But let me give you a closer look at the postcards that I did use. So I'm sorry for the glare. I'm realizing that it's going to be kind of hard to see some of them properly, but hopefully you can still get the idea. First, we have this one that I got in London of the cityscape. Really like this one. And then we have this one that I got in Florence, which showcases the bubbly gardens. Love this one. Love the color scheme of it specifically. And then I have this one that I got at the National Gallery in London. This is one of Monet's pieces. Love it. And then I have the Ponte Vecchio. So this is also one that I got in Florence. And I think like the overall look is really nice. I kind of like it. However, if I do change my mind, I do have a bunch of postcards that I did not get to use, so I can maybe switch things up a little bit, or maybe I'll use them in some other capacity. And I'm also realizing that I do have some frames in my bedroom that could use a change. So I have this one over here. This picture is so old, I think I could use something else, and maybe this one, but I think this one is going to be the same issue that I had with some of the bigger frames. Like the postcards that I have will be too small for this, but I think for this one we could definitely use another postcard, so I'm going to select another one and switch that up as well. I think that would just make it nice and a little bit different. I actually have this one right here that I love for some reason. Like I don't even know the artist. Does it say on it? Oh yeah, it's Camille Pissarro. I love this art piece, and I wanted to get a postcard postcard of it when I was at the National Gallery. So I think that might be the one that I use in my bedroom. And then the rest we can use at a later time. I mean, I can always store them and maybe replace some of the ones that are here eventually, or maybe we'll find some other usage for them at some point, but maybe I can just show you. So I have this one of the Duomo in Florence. I have this other artwork piece that I got from the National Gallery. This one, the artist is Claude Monet. Again, love this. I have the Van Gogh flowers, which like I really love. So I am sad that it didn't fit into the smaller, like the bigger frames, but are smaller than this one, because this is what I envisioned for these frames, but unfortunately it's a little bit too small. So another time. And then I have this other one from London that's the same art style as the one that I have over here. So maybe I could switch it up for this one eventually, but for now it'll go in storage, I guess. So let me switch out the frame with this postcard, and then I will continue to listen to my audiobook. I've been really enjoying my reading experience, by the way. I'm loving the school setting in this one. I love learning more about the world that Jessica Townsend has created, and so this is a great way for us to learn more alongside Morgan. So I'll continue to do that, maybe even play a little bit more of Hello Kitty Island Adventure, because why not hit two birds with one stone, right? So I'll do that and then continue to have a great evening. It's Sunday, and I think today I want to focus on reading. So let me first give you an update on my two reads, because I have made progress with both of them. First, I have The House of 80s that I've managed to read 100 or so more pages yesterday. So I'm currently on page 293. I don't have much more to provide in terms of my feelings. It hasn't changed, but I will say the last chapter that I read with Jason and Nico, oh my God, punched me in the gut. So good. But today I've been focusing on Wondersmith by Jessica Townsend. I was doing some things around my apartment this morning, like I emptied my dishwasher. I was working on this video, actually, like worked on the thumbnail and whatnot, and I just popped in my audiobook and listened to some more, and I'm now on page 242. I think I have about 3 hours left of the audiobook to listen to, and so I think I want to focus on this today, because for this, like I'm about halfway through. I would have to read about 300 pages, whereas for this I think I have only, I don't know, 200 pages left to read. So I feel like this one is more manageable for me to finish, though I might also manage to make a little bit of progress with that one. But I think I'm going to focus my energy on this because I've been really loving it. I love how this one balances out like the school setting with some action. Like the beginning was kind of slow when we were just learning more about Nevermore, and I just love the world that Jessica Townsend has created. I'm obsessed with it. It's so wonderful, no pun intended. But I love this, and I love the fact that we also have like a mystery in the background, and so we have some action as well, and some character and relationship developments, and I don't know, I'm really loving the balance of it all. I think I'm enjoying this one even more so than Nevermore, which I loved. It's a 5 stars for me, but I think this one is just slightly, like, it's different, but it has this layer that the first one did not have, and I love it. I am so excited to continue reading it, and just the whole reading experience has been so fun so far, and I'm definitely excited to continue and finally get around to Silverborn, because I have a feeling it'll be incredible. And so today we're going to be focusing on this. I think right now I'm actually just going to pop in the audiobook and follow along and read this physically for a bit. Anyway, we're just going to focus and try to finish this book. I did it. I finished rereading Wondersmith by Jessica Townsend, and as expected, it's getting a 5 out of 5 stars. I just really love the direction that this whole story is taking, and I feel like this reread has just really opened my eyes to how much this series means to me. I'm so glad that I've made the decision of rereading the whole series before diving into Silverborn. I've just been tremendously enjoying my experience so far, and I cannot wait to dive into Hollowpox, which is book 3. But now it's about 7:30 and it's getting late, so I might end up reading some more of The House of 80s, but I have a feeling, and I don't know why, I'm kind of in the mood to maybe pick up something on my Kindle instead. I'm kind of in the mood for a change of pace. Like, I've been reading tons of middle grade this week and I'm really happy about that, but at the same time I kind of want maybe like a romance. I don't know, so maybe we'll switch things up and pick a new book entirely, or I'll do the reasonable thing and continue reading what I'm already in the middle of. But I'm probably going to be reading a little bit more before going to bed, so I will catch you guys up in the morning with the final tally of how much I actually read this week. Good morning. I'm here to provide, as promised, my final reading update for the week. But first, let me remove these because I feel like there's a big glare in them. But last night, I did end up starting a new book. I was feeling a change of pace, as I said, so I started reading Gloves Off by Stephanie Archer. This is book 4 in the Vancouver Storm series, and I only read 35 pages of it, but I was glad to just read something different. I have a feeling I'm really gonna love this book, but I guess you'll have to wait and see in another vlog how I feel about it. But with that brings my final tally for this week to 1,208 pages read, which honestly is lower than I thought it would be, because I thought that diving into this whole unemployed thing, I would be reading all the time. But I'm glad that I found other ways to fill my cup, that I did not just go head first into something different that would burn me out probably in the end, that I found ways to vary, I guess, my activities, or just like find ways to fill my time that was not just reading. So I'm glad that I managed to find this balance, and so I'm happy with this number of pages, even though it's slower than I thought it would be. But I'm still very happy because we did finish 2 books. I'm halfway through a third, and I did start a 4th. I'm not very far into that one, but it's fine. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know how much you read in a week typically. Is it more? Is it less than what I read? And I guess that's it, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!